Texas leads Kansas State 10-7 at the half, and before we start this third quarter, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You are listening to the Touchdown Radio Network. Brett Dolan and Gino Torretta about to start the third quarter here at Bill Snyder Family Stadium in Manhattan. Again, the Longhorns lead by 3, and Gino in the open. We talked about the Texas defense, how difficult it has been for them to stop anybody this season. But this vaunted running game for the Wildcats, they've run for just 42 yards. They have just 5 first downs in the first half.
Well, no question. And they've come out smoking. And it's amazing that Texas only has a 3-point lead in this game. Texas, 235 yards of total offense in the first half, 114. That's it for Kansas State. They only have, the passing is just 72 yards of passing for Kansas State, 204 for Texas, and that's all because Case McCoy has been on fire. 17-20 in the first half, 204 yards, a touchdown, and the interception was his first completion. It was just to the wrong team.
I guess the good news for the Wildcats, they'll get the football to start this third quarter, a chance to work out some of the kinks in the locker room and find some positives here in the third.
And just something. I mean, I think we really got to go back to when Colin Klein was injured and took that concussion a few games ago. He has been pedestrian in numbers, and it's like their offense for Kansas State can't get on track. We thought when they were backed up, they moved right down the field, 80-plus yards. They get down into the red zone, and he throws an interception, so they got nothing to show for a long drive.
Nick Rose will kick off for the Longhorns. The Wildcats will head from right to left here in the third quarter. Lockett and Thompson, the 2 deep men. It's a high kick sailing into the end zone. Lockett will take it 6 yards deep, and he'll take a knee on the Wildcat logo. And Kansas State will begin 1st and 10 from their 25. And Gino, you know there's something bizarre going on in the college football world when the biggest Texas Longhorn fans are those from the Oklahoma Sooners. With Oklahoma's win today.
Well, I can say this. You can tell there's a difference between burnt orange and purple. There might be a couple hundred burnt orange fans in this whole stadium, and that's about it. So there wasn't a lot of traveling going on from Austin here to Manhattan, Kansas.
A lot of Oklahoma fans sitting at home listening and watching this game, hoping Texas can pull off the upset. Meanwhile, the Wildcats will begin 1st and 10 from their 25, and Colin Klein will go under center. His running back is Hubert. Miller goes in motion, taps Klein on the backside, and Colin will take the football. Hands to Hubert, running right, gets the corner at the 25, cuts back at the 30, makes a man miss at the 35, comes to the near sidelines. He's in midfield, switches hands with a football, and ridden down hard at the 45 by Kenny Vaccaro. A gain of 28 from John Hubert.
Wow, that's how you get your offense back on track. A quick hitter. And his running back, Hubert, does an excellent job. A couple stutter steps, comes back across the formation. Wow, is he quick and fast. He went to 0, back to 60 miles an hour, back to 0 a couple times.
Well, a huge game from Hubert might give him a chance for 1,000 on the season. Big gainer there to start this third quarter. The Wildcats operating now in Texas territory. Klein from the gun has his fullback, Wilson, lined up to his right. And now Klein going through that situation where he maneuvers Wilson behind him, maybe changes the play, takes a high snap, running the option to the right side. He'll keep it to the 45. Hit hard by Vaccaro at the 44. And Klein gets 4, but he paid the price at the end.
Wow, he kept that ball. And his Braden Wilson, the fullback, was wide open on the option pitch to the outside. Colin Klein elected not to pitch that ball. And Kenny Vaccaro just stepped up and just drilled Klein.
Well, Klein could carry the football more than 200 times this year. I know he's a tough guy. You wonder if all those hits and all those tackles begin to pay a price at some point. 2nd and 7 from the 44-yard line. Far hash, 2 receivers to the far side. The lone wide receiver to the near side is Tremaine Thompson. Play clock at 1, and Colin Klein has to burn his first time out here in the first drive of our third quarter. He just did beat the play clock. So it's Texas 10 at Kansas State 7, early goings third quarter. And you're listening to the College Football Game of the Week on the Touchdown Radio Network.